Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Wednesday, first day of February. Here we go. Today's halacha is about turning on the hot water in your sink in your home on Shabbos. Now, basically, let's start from the beginning. You're not allowed to cook on Shabbos. It's called bishul. It's one of the 39 works that's not allowed to be done on Shabbos. Cooking basically is whenever you fire up cold stuff with a fire underneath it to warm it, and that causes it to cook. That's bishul, that's cooking, and that's what you're not allowed to do on Shabbos. When you turn on the hot water in your sink, here's what typically happens. Hot water comes out of your water heater. Um, that's not where the problem is. The problem is because all you did when you turned the faucet was you let hot water fall out of your water heater into your sink. But automatically, when you turn that faucet, cold water coming from outdoors attached by a pipe, cold water comes into your water heater. And when cold water comes into your water heater, it warms by, first of all, by touching the hot water that's in your water heater. And secondly, if you bring in enough cold water into your water heater, the thermostat temperature goes down in your water heater and the fire goes on, which you just caused, and which is causing the cold water that just entered to get cooked. And you're not allowed to cook on Shabbos. So basically, you're not allowed to, that's the reason that you're not allowed to turn on the hot water faucet in your sink on Shabbos. Pretty much no exceptions on that. On Yom Tov, it's allowed, basically, because cooking is not a problem on Yom Tov. Check with your rabbi about different situations, but the general thing is yes on Yom Tov and generally absolutely no on Shabbos. Now here's where it gets interesting. In a normal house, everyone knows where the cold water tap is, and everyone knows where the hot water one is, and everyone pretty much always turns on the cold one, and everything's fine. For those homes that had one of those single handle faucets, that's where it gets a little bit interesting. Because a single handle faucet, if you know what I mean, those are the kind that you pull them to the right and they give you cold water, pull them to the left and they give you hot water, or pull them down the middle and they give you cold and hot basically come at the same time, so you get medium water. You're not allowed to have any of the other settings happen other than just the one where it goes all the way to the right and brings you cold water. So if you have one of those single handle faucets, you have to look into that very carefully and get some advice from your rabbi, because you could inadvertently, when you pull on it, cause some hot water to come out, which means some cold water goes into your heater, which means some bishul is happening. What some rabbis suggest is that if you own that kind of faucet, a good thing to do is to make it part of your regular routine every Friday afternoon to close the valve that lets the hot water into that thing. So as you pull it, you couldn't possibly cause any hot water to come out of the water heater. Because just to rely on the fact that you're sliding it to the right, well, you know how that goes. Sometimes it slides down the middle for a little bit, and some hot water comes out. So please look into that if you have the single handle faucets, because they can be problematic for bishul problems on Shabbos in your home. Thanks for logging on. Please look into this and log on for more tomorrow. Bye bye.